Today we're going to look at the encomienda system. Our essential question for today is, what was the encomienda system? Before we get started on our new material, let's look back on what we learned last week. We talked about the triangular trade route, which was the exchange of goods across the Atlantic Ocean between 3 different continents. What 3 continents were involved in this trade? Awesome. Let's get started on our lesson for today. In the 1500s, Spain conquered parts of North, Central, and South America, as well as the Caribbean. After defeating native governments, the Spanish needed a way to control the indigenous people. The Spanish created the encomienda system in several areas, but most importantly in Peru. Under this system, wealthy Spaniards were put in charge of local populations. They were given huge plots of land and oversaw any native cities, towns, communities, or families that lived there. The plan was that the Spanish were supposed to provide protection and education to the native people. In exchange, the natives would pay tribute in the form of silver, gold, crops, or animals. The reality, however, was much different. Many owners abused the encomienda system. They made unreasonable demands of the natives who lived on their land, working them long hours and forcing them to pay huge percentages of their harvests as tribute. The owners didn't change the quotas even if the crops failed or disaster struck. Many natives were forced to choose between fulfilling quotas or feeding their families. These abuses were especially bad in Peru. Men and women were forced to work in mines for weeks at a time, often by candlelight. The owners generally lived in larger cities, so natives were forced to walk many miles to bring heavy tributes to their owners. Also, as part of the encomienda system, the native people were educated on Spanish customs and converted to Catholicism. The Spanish sent missionaries to convert native people to this new religion. The Spanish missionaries would punish Native Americans who continued to practice their indigenous religions. Established road systems made it easier for missionaries to travel and spread their teachings and beliefs. If the Native Americans refused to convert to Catholicism, they were beaten and sometimes killed. Because of how in control the owners were, and the Spanish in general, the encomienda system was a lot like slavery. Awesome. Now you're going to take your mini Prove It for today. X out of this window and close your Chromebook so I know you're ready for your Prove It.